Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are tapping in for the full moon. We do have a full moon in Taurus tonight, so I wanted to come and do a little reading. Normally, I would like to do the reading at night, but a girl's got to work tonight at the restaurant, so can't do it tonight, but maybe in future readings, okay? So first of all, thank you guys so much for watching. If this is your first time viewing me, my name is Aviana. This is Aviana's Ascension. And yeah, let's just get into it. So a couple things before we start. I do offer a newsletter. If you go down to the description box below, my website will be there, and that's where you can sign up for the newsletter. And for my full moon readings, my new moon readings, eclipse readings, I always do a ritual with them. So if you want this reading and a ritual to go with it and some other bonus material like a meditation, a yoga sequence that can help you connect with this full moon as well, definitely sign up for my newsletter down below. Also down below is my website if you want a personal reading, a healing ceremony, or if you want to know more about me or anything like that. I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end, but just a couple of, little things to get us started. All right, so I'm excited. I'm excited about this full moon in Taurus. I feel like it is definitely a time to really reflect on our money, our career, our limiting beliefs, or any blockages that we have surrounding money, and also having more faith in our ability to have some sort of dream come true or accomplish a goal, or if you have a certain status that you want to reach in regards to, material things, your career, this is the time to kind of pause and reflect on maybe the changes we need to make, the things we need to take a deeper look at in order to manifest the life that we want for ourselves. But we want to make sure we're manifesting from a genuine space, right? Not from ego. Okay. So sometimes your ego will have you thinking that you want a certain career so you can have a certain amount of money, so you can buy certain things, so you can, keep up with the Joneses or have a certain level of comfort. Of course, we all want to be able to pay our bills and have savings, have extra money for vacations and things like that, or a rainy day fund. Like we all want to have those things, but sometimes we think that following our heart means we're not going to have that stability and that security follow with it. And so I feel this is a time to reflect on your goals and your aspirations, making sure they're still what you actually want for yourself, and also reflecting on how you can approach these things from authenticity, from genuity. I wrote something down the other day that it says, chase dreams, not material things. And then, yeah, chase dreams, not material things. This is actually, I wrote this yesterday. It's not even in this notebook, but it was in my newsletter that I sent out yesterday. That was, do what you love what you do, find fulfillment in your life, and you'll be happy. Like something like that. I can't even fully remember, but I feel like that's kind of the energy right now. It's not just about having that security and having that stability, but making sure you're following your heart and following things that actually make you happy. And if you're not doing that in exchange for a better job or more security, more money, whatever, then we have to recognize the money blocks, the limiting beliefs, the scarcity mindsets that we may be dealing with. Instead of letting them dictate what job we have, what we spend our money on, what we invest in, we're going to take a look at it and see, what does this version of me need? Maybe you didn't have all your needs met as a child. Maybe you made some bad investments at one point in your life. Maybe you spent a lot of money, or maybe you accrued a lot of debt at a younger age because you didn't understand how that worked. Instead of letting these fears, this lack, tell us how to move, we're going to study it and reclaim our power from it. That's what I'm feeling. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, what I like to do with my full moon, new moon readings, I like to find the full moon card in the deck and see what cards are surrounding it. So I already did that. So we have full moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Absolutely. So this also is an energy of getting grounded, and it's about not just, wishing on a star or doing some sort of vision board or manifestation ritual to bring your dreams in, but also it's about, what actions do you need to take? Is there a to-do list that you are filling out that, you're like, okay, did that, did that, did that? You know what I mean? It's not just about like having the spiritual aspect, but also making sure you're going out, taking action, and literally doing things to make this come true, right? It's like if you wanted to, get more toned in the gym, you wouldn't just manifest about it. You would go to the gym and work out as well. So we're making sure we're balancing just a spiritual approach with a practical approach as well. And sometimes we can be more on the other side of it where it's just practical. It's just about, your to-do list and taking action. And sometimes when we move like that, we don't allow things to unfold naturally. We don't allow ourselves to rest when we need to. We're not moving in faith and trust. So I feel like a good balance is coming through here. All right. Sorry, my incense went out. All right, fears. Okay, so we have work through your fears, new moon and Scorpio. So yeah, I feel like this is speaking to the lack, the scarcity mindsets, all of that. You know, sometimes we might settle or compromise our dreams because we think, well, that's not going to get me to be successful. Well, okay, let's just talk about it for real. We have full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way as well. So work through your fears. Don't let pride get in your way. I feel like a lot of us are having to reflect on our ego and how we have allowed our ego to dictate our relationship with money, our career, our dreams, and things like that. Thank you for the like. You know, I feel like that is what's coming to a head right now. And full moons are also about releasing and shedding as well. So I feel like in order to have that security, have that comfort, that sense of accomplishment, those dreams, in order to have that, we have to recognize, are these dreams and goals from an egoic standpoint? Or is this genuinely what my soul and my heart are guiding me to do? If this is what my heart and soul are guiding me to do, what do I need to let go of so I can move forward with confidence and with trust, right? It just depends on your personal journey, what end of the spectrum you're going to be on. But there's definitely a big energy of, you are going to have that fulfillment and have that accomplishment. You're going to get where you want to get as long as you're being practical and a bit spiritual and just balanced in your approach. So get that taken care of and make sure you're not letting any fears or any ego energy get you distracted, get you to, be stagnant, get you to second guess yourself, because I feel like I feel like especially next year, I feel like there's going to be a lot of abundance for a lot of us. And I feel like right now we're just taking this full moon to let go of any of those limiting beliefs, the scarcity mindset, and all of that. And it's uncomfortable, but it's necessary because I do feel like I don't know why I feel this, but I feel next year is going to be very beautiful and it's going to be very powerful, especially for those of us that have been doing our healing and our shadow work and taking looks at ourselves and things like that. So this is just a part of that. It's time to clear the cobwebs. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading. I'm just going to slide these over here. All right, so we're going to start with the shadow aspect of all of this with the glow in the dark tarot. And this is just going to be like the part of you that may be resisting this or maybe struggling to trust, or, the part of you with those money blocks or the scarcity mindset. So let's see what we got. Okay. We have the King of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Wands. Beautiful. So with this King of Swords, that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy. I feel like once you remember who you are, once you remember your truth, your morals, your values, remind yourself how you want to carry yourself, I feel like there's going to be a lot of success, a lot of opportunities coming in. Okay, this is just a matter of Spirit's not saying you have more work to do. You need to heal certain things. Like all of that is a natural part of that, but I feel like we've done that. And I feel like it's a matter of recognize how much work you've done, how far you've come. You know what I mean? And give yourself credit for that. So that way your nervous system and your ego and your brain don't feel like you're having to catch up all the time. You've already caught up. I'm so caught up, got me feeling it, caught up. Usher, you are a lot further than you might give yourself credit for. Okay. So that's why it's easy for you to kind of fall into those traps of that ego and that dysregulated nervous system sometimes, because it's easy to forget, especially when you have come from a lot of hardship and obstacles. It's very easy to be like, when's the next obstacle? When's the rug going to be pulled out from underneath me? I have to prepare. All right, we have the Eight of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. Interesting. Okay. We also have the Eight of Pentacles, King of Cups, Three of Swords, Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, the Emperor. Fierce. Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay. So with the Eight of Cups, Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, there could have been a situation where maybe you were, this could be a work environment, this could be a mentor or somebody older, something like that, where I feel like you really put a lot of faith and a lot of trust in them. Maybe they were, investing in you, helping you financially. Maybe they were just giving you advice or something. But it seems like for some reason, this person actually wasn't able to be trusted. It looks like you had to walk away from this situation. And the roles could be reversed as well. Like maybe you were helping someone a lot financially or giving someone a lot of advice and guidance, and then they ended up like stabbing you in the back. There's a situation here where there wasn't power imbalance and somebody did someone else wrong. Somebody was stealing, manipulative, whatever the situation is, and you had to walk away from it. Okay. So yeah, this is unfortunate because with the Two of Cups, the Three of Swords, like this felt like a long friendship, a long romantic partnership, whatever the situation was. Like there was a lot of trust and a lot like a deep connection here, but it didn't, you had to walk away from it. You had to walk away from it. And so now with the King of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, you're having to rebuild here. Okay, so this could be a situation where maybe you owned a business with somebody or you were both investing in something and then things went left and you had to go do things on your own. Okay, so it's like you had to pull back your energy. And with the King of Cups here, I like that because that shows me like, yeah, this was disappointing, this was hurtful, but you're not letting it get the best of you, and you're just, you're going to take it as it is, accept the situation, and keep it moving. I mean, I feel like that's all you can do sometimes. All right. We do have the Two of Pentacles, the Emperor here. So I do see that this is something that did lead to a big elevation for you, especially showing up as like a page or a king, and then to the Emperor. Like that's a big shift right there. So it was uncomfortable, but you benefited from this. With the Two of Pentacles, maybe you feel like you have a lot on your plate now, because this is about trying to like find balance, trying to get your priorities in check. So you could benefit from delegating, and maybe that's another like kind of fearful thing we have to work through. Maybe you're scared to delegate because of how someone did you in the past. I don't know. All right, let's get into it. We're going to get some clarity here. So, first, I want to look into the Seven of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, Two of Cups, Three of Swords. I want to see exactly what that dynamic was and what's going on with that. Tell me more about this, Spirit, please and thank you. Okay, yeah, this is definitely something that you had to walk away from this person or situation whenever you realize something. I think there was a lot of confusion and a lot of like, what's going on here? And then something revealed itself, and you're like, oh, that's what's going on here. Don't like that. Yeah, see the Five of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, this could have been people at work or just people like you were on a team together and you were trying to get something up off the ground. Whatever the connection you have with these people, it was very disappointing. You know, I think that maybe you put a lot of eggs in one basket, or you just were really excited about this situation and it ended up kind of biting you in the butt. Yeah, Eight of Swords, the World card, the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. This is a situation where you felt very stuck. You know, like once the truth came out, you were like, okay, well, now what? You know? This could also be a situation like maybe this doesn't even have to do with work people, but maybe it's like, you know, say you were in a marriage or a long-term relationship or whatever, and you were financially dependent on this person, and then you found out they were like cheating or something. It feels like that. Like it's like I invested so much in this. I really relied on this person, and now turns out I can't trust them, and now I don't know what to do. The thing with the Eight of Swords though, this is like the your thoughts are making it worse than it really is. So I definitely can see why the King of Swords is here, because Spirit wants you to remember, like, yeah, the situation sucks. It may be a setback, but it's not your downfall. You will overcome this. You will be okay. And this is something that is really bringing you back to your independence and back to remembering who you are. Because sometimes we can get stuck in comfort zones, right? And those can be friendships, relationships, work environments in regards to this. So now that you realize your comfort zone isn't a safe space for you anymore, now what are you going to do? The World card, the Nine of Pentacles. Well, you're going to move on and you're going to make something happen for yourself. You're going to start pouring into you. You're going to start doing the things that these people or this person were trying to discourage you from doing. Even though it's uncomfortable, you've got your autonomy back. And it's time for you to bet on yourself. It's time for you to trust in yourself, because you gave too much of your power, too much of your faith to something outside of you. And that's just, it's not going to work when it's like that, you know? Because then you just give up your power and you end up not trusting yourself, second guessing yourself. And Spirit can't have that. You know what I mean? You've got big things going on, right? You're an emperor. You're a big boss. You're here to make something happen. So if you are sitting here giving your power away, forgetting who you are, Spirit's not going to have that. So know that this happened for you, not to you. And thank you for the like. Okay, let's keep it moving and grooving. So yeah, let's talk about this King of Swords, Six of Wands, Eight of Wands. Tell me more about that. Woo. Okay, we have the Hanged Man, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands. Okay, gorge. Yeah. Yeah, there was just a lot of confusion surrounding you when it came to your truth, when it came to your worth and your value, you know, because we gave a lot of it to these other people. Sometimes we don't even realize those people are doing so good because you're in the room. Think about that. Okay. But yeah, this is, you had to take a step back from the situation because you needed to gain more clarity on you. You forgot who you were, you know? You got to get back on that throne, fix that crown, and be like, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. You know, forgot who I was for a second. It happens to the best of us. That's okay. But yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Okay, because we got the Ace of Swords here. So I definitely see some clarity is coming through in regards to not only who you are and what you're trying to represent here, but also your morals, your values, what brings you fulfillment, right? Because we all can have certain dreams and goals for ourselves, but what success means to you, what it means to me are totally different things. What mental success, physical, financial, legacy, all of that is very different person to person. And you're coming back into your truth now. Love it. Yeah, we got the Queen of Cups, the Two of Wands. Could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, heavy Pisces energy. But with these energies, yeah, it's like you're really having to ask yourself, like, am I ready to move on from this or do I stay here? Am I ready to go for that promotion? Am I ready to start my own business? Am I ready to start investing in something else? Am I ready to take a look at my money blocks or my limiting beliefs? That's what's happening right now. And with the Queen of Cups, I love that because you're not looking at it from a place of fear. You're allowing yourself to really explore your inner world and figure out, where do I go from here? Because at the end of the day, you've been in a comfort zone, right? And what's cool, I really like this card because it shows like he's in a castle, right? But there's still a chain there. Or he could go and explore the world and have freedom. The choice is yours, right? So there's no denying that there was a level of comfort in this situation. And of course there was, or else why would you be there, right? But Spirit knew that it was comfortable and it was a situation where you're like, well, I could do this. So they had to kind of shake it up so you would move on because it was too comfortable. We had to get out of there. Yeah, it's like you don't realize staying in that situation was keeping you blocked from your blessings, from your abundance, from your fulfillment, from your satisfaction. And notice, you're doing bad all by yourself. You know what I mean? So you didn't need this cushion. You didn't. What's cool is I've been doing some healing stuff for myself, and a big thing that I just kind of like unlocked is that I'm here to support myself. Whereas other people, they might have support from family, from friends, from inheritance and whatever, just social standing. But I don't have a lot of that. I have friends and family that love me, but like it's not quite the same. Like I don't get financial support, you know what I mean? And I'm not asking for it, right? So sometimes it can seem like a burden to be your own support, but it's such a gift. And that's what I realized. The fact that I'm the one to support me means it's all on me, which is such a relief when you don't have to wait for some sort of handout, or you don't have to wait for someone to show you the way. When you just have to get up and start going, that's beautiful. You know, it's it's pressure, but you can make it happen. You know what I mean? Like I think it's cool. I like that. Like to me, it's a lot more relief than having to wait for someone to come save me. I don't want to be like Cinderella, sitting in the dark, cold dusty cellar, wait for somebody come rescue me. Cheetah Girls. You know what I mean? Get into it because I'm going to start singing more because I want to. Okay, let's keep going. So we have the King of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, this is you realizing, you know what? I'm going to rely on myself. I'm going to just do it. I may not have the answers. I may not know where I'm going. I may not know how long it's going to take, but I'm going to just do it. And I'm going to depend on me. And what I like here, we have the Queen of Cups to the King of Cups. So there's been a level of emotional growth here, relying on your heart more, trusting in yourself and your inner world to guide you, but not drowning in it. That's the big difference, right? Because sometimes whenever, like, say for example, fear might come up and you might be like, oh no, that means I'm not supposed to do it. But when you're the King and the Queen of Cups, you can say, okay, there's a fear here. Let me sit and dissect that. What am I scared of? What have I experienced in the past that makes me think this is scary? Am I scared just because I don't know? Am I scared of the unknown? And that's okay. That's normal. That's That's exactly what your brain and your ego are supposed to do. They're supposed to be scared of the unknown because they use past experiences to decide if something is safe or not. So if you haven't experienced it yet, of course they're going to be like, no, But when you have that ability to sit with that fear rather than drown in it, you can recognize that and you can say, okay, well, I may not know what's going to happen. I may have never experienced this before, but I can trust in myself. I know I have my own back. I know the universe supports me, and just do little things to bring some soothing energy to that fear rather than just being like, okay, I'm scared. Let me run back away. All right, tell me more about the Page of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, King of Cups, please and thank you. Pray for somebody to come and rescue me. I'd rather rescue myself. I want to watch the Cheetah Girls now. Who doesn't? Oh, I love it. Okay, we have the Hermit, the Sun card, the Four of Cups, so Leo energy and Virgo energy there. I'm into it because with the Four of Cups here, this is about seeing something in a new perspective, having an attitude adjustment, right? And sometimes whenever we are the ones that are having to support ourselves, rely on ourselves, especially when you see other people getting that support and that love, it can definitely, put a sour taste in your mouth. But Spirit's saying, no, 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 no. We're giving you a gift. Self-reliance is a gift, right? So yes, it can be overwhelming because it's more pressure, it's more work, whatever, but it is such a beautiful gift to be able to say, I did that. I showed up for myself. I thought of that. You know what I mean? So appreciate it. Get into it because this is something that is making you so wise, bringing you so much abundance, so much love. And what's cool about this, I feel like this is doing some inner child healing too with the page and this kid on the Sun card. Like this is something that's really healing a lot in you. And it's literally just you relying on yourself. Who would have thought? But I like it because the Sun card has this like kind of brick wall behind it, you see? And that shows us that in order to get to this level of abundance, of happiness, of joy, you're going to have to go through some obstacles. Same with this hermit. Let's talk about it for real. This Eight of Cups, this guy is the hermit before he gets in hermit mode, right? Staff and all. You see, he's going towards the mountain. Now he's at the top of the mountain. You needed to go through that discomfort in order to recognize that you can trust yourself and rely on yourself. This was such an important part of your journey, of your abundance, of your happiness, and you're going to reach those goals that you want. You're going to get wiser. Things are going to make more and more sense as you continue on this journey, but you just got to start it first and foremost. Okay? See, and with the Strength card here, the Tower, Temperance, yes. You are making lemonade out of lemons. It's so beautiful. And you are able, like this is teaching you how to not give your energy away to that animal instinct. The animal part of us is just worried about survival, right? But the higher self knows that we're here to grow and evolve and challenge ourselves. We're not just here to live. We're here to thrive. We're here to grow and learn and experience new things. We're here for karmic lessons, all that stuff. So get into it. This is such an important lesson to learn. I love it. Okay. I'm excited. All right, let's get into the Emperor and the Two of Pentacles. Let's see about all that. Let's see. Oh, okay, that's too many. That's too many, even for me. All right. Here, take that there. All right. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Hierophant, the Devil. Yeah. So I think a big part of the limiting beliefs is trying to follow tradition, trying to follow the status quo, look at what other people are doing, looking at how other people have all this support, looking at the path other people are wanting to take or how long it took them, and deciding for yourself that means you're not good enough. Yeah, it's like you're trying to negotiate your worthiness by comparing yourself to others. We're not doing that no more. No. Okay? Because you are very powerful. You are very capable. You just have to remind yourself of that. And with the Ace of Pentacles, there's going to be some new opportunities that come in that are definitely going to challenge you. Spirit's trying to see if you really believe in yourself, if you're really ready to bet on yourself or not. It's up to you to answer that question, you know? But it's not about what's tried and true. It's not about what works for other people, because we all are individual humans and we need our uniqueness. We need our own path, our own truth, our own way of doing things. That's the whole point, you know? If Spirit wanted you to be like other people, they would have made you other people. Gorgeous. Yeah, we're learning life lessons and we're going towards a lot more stability and balance. So get ready. All right, gorgeous. Love that. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to move these cards out of the way because they're all crinkled up. I left my deck out in the rain. Tragic, but it got all weird. You see how it's like all weird like that? Anyways, so yeah, let's get into the Light Seers deck now. And this is just going to be like our higher self and how this energy is going to impact us in a beautiful way. So we saw how it's going to maybe, trigger us or get us worried. The Nine of Pentacles is sitting right on top. Like, we're all going to be okay. I like it. But anyways, we're going to get into the Light Seers, and this will just show us like how our higher self is going to be dealing with this, the beautiful things that will come once we work through the discomfort of it all. Okay. Let's talk about it. So the Seven of Swords is still here. So there's definitely some sort of betrayal or disappointment that's happening. I think it involves someone that is very, very close to you with the Ten of Cups. Okay, so this could be a family member, romantic partner, a long-term friend, somebody. Okay, we have the High Priestess, the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is exactly the situation that gets you to trust your intuition, to start your own journey, branch off and do your own thing. With the Seven of Wands, Nine of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, this is, you're definitely protected as you move towards more abundance, more fulfillment in your life. Okay. It's whatever this situation was, this person or people, whoever, were not meant to stay around. I think this is something that was bringing you more obstacles and more blockages because you weren't meant to have this abundance around them, because you had to protect your energy in order to start experiencing this. Okay, cool. So yeah, there was a lot of disappointment and a lot of hurt with the Tower and the Five of Cups, but with the Queen of Wands, you're going to be able to turn this into something very beautiful. Okay, just believe in that. Believe in that. And know again that this is definitely happening for you, not to you. All right, and with the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, this Strength card, yeah, this is all going to turn around, and there's going to be so much more abundance, security, and stability that follow after this. It's like you were settling here. It's like you thought that this person or people, whatever, were the key to your abundance, to your success, and they weren't. They were delaying it. Delicious. All right, let's get into it. So let's see what else Spirit wants to tell us about the Ten of Cups, Seven of Swords, Five of Cups, the Tower, the Queen of Wands. Let's see. All right. We have the Queen of Swords, the Three of Pentacles. See, like the swords keep showing up. Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. You could be dealing with a Scorpio as well, or a Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, Pisces, heavy Leo energy. But yeah, this situation really called you to set boundaries, to honor yourself, to not let your emotions get the best of you. It's like you needed to have this kind of coldness to you to kind of shut this down, to cut something off. So it was like, yeah, I don't think this was intentionally emotional manipulation. Maybe it was, but either someone or your own emotions were manipulating you. Okay. I think a lot of you stayed tied to something because of fear, not being sure how you would rebuild after this situation, but there had to be some sort of like just disappointment and betrayal of some sort for you to walk away from this, because these people were not meant to stay in your life. These people were not going to build with you. And you had to see that. And you had to bet on yourself. All right. Yeah, it's like you had to free yourself from a connection because there was nothing but lack that was following it. And you freeing yourself brought you a new opportunity to rebuild and start anew. All right, Page of Pentacles, the High Priestess. Yeah, let's talk about that. Some sort of new opportunity, following your intuition. So yeah, you had to follow your heart and you had to walk away from somebody that you really did care about. Like there was a lot of love here. It wasn't just, oh, let's work together. Oh, be my financial support. Like it was much deeper than that. But you are going to go towards a lot of fulfillment and a lot of truth. Like this is exactly what your soul is calling you to do right now. So yeah, with the Death card here, again, Scorpio energy, and then the Emperor is Aries energy. With the Death card, yeah, you had to walk away from something. You did. You know, whatever happened here, because you guys are all dealing with a million different things, but whatever happened here, know that I know it was painful, I know it was hurtful, but you had to go through that because you surrounding yourself by these people was just keeping you held back. Okay, with the Emperor and the Knight of Pentacles, there is going to be a steady, slow growth to a much more powerful, secure, and stable position. And I believe this is you doing this all on your own. I love it. Bet on yourself every time because you're gonna win. You're gonna win. All right. So 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, 7 of Wands. So yeah, I feel like once you protect your energy, kind of cleanse your aura, there's going to be so much abundance, fulfillment coming in for you. Tell us more about the 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. Gorgeous. Yes. Yes. 4 of Wands and Justice, Libra energy. Things are just going to start balancing out here. You had to pull your energy back from this situation because I don't think that all of this positive energy, all of this love, fulfillment, I don't think this would have came in with this person around. I don't. So know that it was a big sacrifice and a hard pill to swallow, but the universe is going to straighten it out for you. Okay. It's going to look good. All right. 2 of Cups, 9 of Wands, the Fool, the Page of Wands. Yeah. You had to protect your energy from this person. And the thing about this is, I don't think you would have ever walked away if there hadn't been some sort of like huge blow up or whatever happened. Okay. But because there was, again, you had a lot of love for this person, but I think that this person was very kind of impulsive. Maybe they didn't always do the right thing. Maybe they weren't consistent. And they knew that about themselves too, but they also knew that you were a great person as well. So it's like with the Fool card, you had to follow your intuition, you had to follow your heart, and you had to take a leap of faith. And this was essentially you choosing to walk away from this and protect your energy, so that way you could draw in the things that were meant to come your way, because spirit was not going to bless you with this devil character hanging out. No way, Jose. But trust and believe your hard work is going to pay off. Absolutely. I love it. All right, let's close it out with the Ten of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and the Strength card. Yeah, just you following your heart, letting your higher self guide you, not letting fear or doubt or like animal instincts get in the way. There's going to be a lot of success and a lot of abundance following you. So let's see. And if this resonates for you guys, let me know with a like, a comment. Definitely subscribe, helps the channel grow. All right, we have the Six of Swords, the Ten of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you were in a situation where there was just a lot of heaviness, a lot of burdens. It just was a very imbalanced situation, and you had to go towards peace and calm. You had to choose a regulated nervous system over financial security. And I understand not having financial security can also dysregulate a bit. I know that. I've experienced it many times, right? But there's no amount of money, I don't think, that is worth compromising your truth, compromising your values and what really matters to you. And I feel like you realized, this just isn't a fair situation. And even though I might have some financial benefits here, we might have similar goals. Overall, it just wasn't making sense. Okay. And with the Wheel of Fortune, know that it was fate, it was destiny for you to go through this. And it's fate and destiny for you to follow your heart and receive abundance by choosing yourself and letting yourself be the guide. This is such a beautiful energy. Yeah. See, we got the Hermit and the Sun card again. Oh, oopsie. You are going to overcome this setback, and it's going to lead you to so much more beautiful things. It's just a matter of breaking out of a comfort zone in order to see yourself for who you truly are. All right. We're going to close it. I know I just said that, but we're actually going to close it out with some oracle messages from the Moonology deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. And again, if you want more out of these readings, sign up for that newsletter. And check out my website if you want to book a personal reading or a soul alchemy ceremony. There's more information on that on my website. All of that is linked down below. See, look, a new start is coming, new moon. It's all coming together. North Node, step out of your comfort zone. Absolutely. Understand that you are meant to and will succeed way more if you let yourself rely on yourself, support yourself, believe in yourself. Don't wait for external validation. Don't wait for a safety net. Just go. Hold your vision, fixed moon. Absolutely. And look, you're very close to achieving your goal, gibbous moon. I'm telling you, something's coming through for you. But the thing is, you have to welcome this new start. You have to get out of your comfort zone in order for it to come to fruition. That's not a bad exchange. I know it's uncomfortable, but growth always is. So you want to grow or not? You let me know. All right. That is our full moon reading today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Enjoy your full moon tonight. Do some sort of ritual maybe while reading or watching this. I don't know. Do your thing, chicken wing. All right. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.